You have all seen the thumbnail, so we all know what we're going to be talking about today. These three idiots are being permabanned on different platforms. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's absolutely their own fault. Now, I am not going to pretend that these three morons, Sneako, Fresh, and Fit, have never said anything good. Like, sometimes they give good advice, but the problem is that as soon as they get a bit of momentum, as soon as they start doing well on social media algorithms, they start getting ego boosted into the stratosphere. Like, these guys allow their own egos to destroy everything they've built up, and it's hilarious how many chances they were given to kind of fix themselves and try to sort themselves out, sort their situations out. Like, when you look at like the amount of times Myron kind of just started wiling out on the internet and going crazy, he's siding with white supremacists, talking a bunch of super racist stuff about other races of people, black people mostly, because I think he has like a lot of beef with black people. I don't know why like this guy hates black people so much, but you could see that it's always crumbling from the foundation, go all the way up. Like, this guy never knew how to handle being successful. Every single time they start doing good and start, as I said at the beginning, building momentum, they just somehow crash into a wall. They just somehow decide to destroy what they've built up, you know, and it's their own fault. I don't feel sorry for these morons even a little bit. Like, we got Sneako over here going and siding with these guys as well. As soon as he, you know, started doing well, even better on YouTube, he started siding with these guys, going on their podcast, started saying a lot of crazy shit, and basically just following them like a little lapdog. You know, the guy wasn't coming up with any individual thoughts of his own. He has to follow the next popular thing. You know, as soon as Andrew Tate started blowing up, he started basically glazing Andrew Tate, trying to be like his biggest supporter and all of this stuff. Like, the thing is, as I said, and I always say this on this channel, it doesn't matter who you support, it doesn't matter what you believe in, you should always remember that you are an individual. And because of that, you have to have individual thoughts. You have to be able to use critical thinking, come up with decisions on your own, decisions and conclusions on your own. If I was in any of these losers' position, I would easily see where they are going wrong and start separating myself. I would even make it my job to be the one person on the podcast that is spitting facts, the one person on the podcast who is stopping, who's pausing them and saying, guys, listen, this doesn't make sense. Like, what you're saying here, you know, I get that it's controversial and whatever, but I don't agree with that. You know, I would make sure that the people who are watching know that I don't agree with these things. But Sneako just keeps digging a bigger hole for himself, more and more into irrelevancy. Like, that's all he does. And I know some of his fans are gonna come at me, just like Andrew Tate's fans have been coming at me for that other video I made recently, saying stuff like, oh, you're just jealous and you're the one that's irrelevant and all of this bullshit. Listen, my name isn't associated with pedophilia. My name isn't associated with wanting to reduce the age of consent to 14. You know, my age isn't associated with being racist or siding with white supremacists. You know, so I think I'm doing pretty good compared to people like Myron and Sneako here. Like, these guys, as I said, they've utterly fucked themselves. 100%. Right? It's so stupid, man. Like, it's almost like you shoot yourself in the foot and you realize, oh damn, that actually hurt a lot. Maybe I shouldn't do it again. Reloads gun. You know, like, it's so fucking crazy how these guys are just capable of damaging their own reputation. I wouldn't even say damaging at this point, obliterating their own reputation. Myron has been banned on pretty much everything. Instagram, Twitter, I think he's demonetized on Twitter. He's banned on Twitch, Kick, YouTube. Like, all of these different platforms are basically spitting him out because he's just disgusting. He's very, very difficult to stomach, you know. And Sneako, being the genius that he is, you know, decided to side with someone like Myron. Like, you could already see a few years ago, actually, I think back in 2020 or 2021, it was the beginning of Fresh and Fit's downfall. And like, if you wanted to just like stick around a bit to get some publicity to build yourself back up, I would have understood that. But this guy just decided, here's what, I'm going to ride this train all the way to the end until it falls off the tracks. That's what he decided to do, and he's paying for it, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, maybe I should just press loop on this. At the end of the day, I think people like Mr. Myron Gaines here and Sneako here, I think they both, you know, pretty much deserve what has been happening to them. They deserve it because it's self-inflicted, you know. And I'm not one to be like preying on people's downfall unless you give me a reason. And being racist, being associated with people who literally want genocide to happen, being, you know, in these situations where you're pushing more hate than positivity, I truly understand why you are, you know, facing the downward spiral that you are, you know what I mean? But anyway, if you guys think that they totally deserve being banned on these platforms, go ahead and like and subscribe. We got 30 new subscribers since the last video, so that I really appreciate that. Like, every single one of you counts. I know 30 isn't a large number, but listen, I'm hyped for it. If you are not hyped for it, that's fine. But if you really want to, you know, help me out, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you disagree and you think that I am just a hater and Myron, Fresh and Fit, Sneako, all of these guys didn't do anything wrong and you're here to defend them, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not gonna engage with you. Like, I'm getting tired of you fucking morons coming to my comment section and talking a lot of bullshit in my ear, you know. So yeah, everybody else have a good rest of your day though. Later.